What's good, everybody? I wanted to talk about the ban list, but not in the usual way where people make predictions or try to claim that they know what's going on or anything. These are just things that I would like to discuss. A lot of things that have been going around for a few years, like banning Windup Hunter and limiting Zen Mighty and Dryden and Barrage, all those things. I just wanted to talk about it. I'm not trying to say these things will happen or that I want them to happen. Let's just talk about them, okay? So, I have Windup Hunter up here in the forbidden thing because the change that people commonly want to make is Windup Hunter gets banned to avoid the hand loop, and then we get Zen Mighty back. But I don't necessarily agree with that premise. I think at the time, we only really had Maxine Effect Veiler. We didn't really have a lot to do against it, right? Unless you went first and opened something crazy and could establish before they could do anything. I don't know. I think that with Imperm, Effect Veiler, Ash, Nibiru, Droll, all the things that we're playing now, all the 15 or 12 hand traps, it's not going to do anything through it. And, if it does, cool. It's not going to happen too often. Maybe it'll do something similar to like when they bring a card off. Now, there's a surprise top 32 or something, or a top 16, but it doesn't keep happening, right? So, right off the bat, I would not touch Hunter, but I would limit Zen Mighty. Even with Zen Mighty, I don't think you can hand loop, but it's been so long since that format, I don't remember if it was possible with one, but I really, really doubt it. I don't think so. The next thing I wanted to talk about was Shifter. Lingering effects should not exist. They're just as bad as Floodgates, and they're usually just hella one-sided. Like, Shifter is a really good example of that. You have no graveyard, and in your standby phase or the start of your main phase, they shotgun the Shifter, now you can't play. Everything we have is graveyard-centric, and it's especially unfair in things like Fluanderies and some other stun strategies. I just think the card should go. It's very unhealthy. It's akin to Maxx C, but I don't think it's as strong as Maxx C. It is a turn ender, though. And then we get into Snake Eyes and all their variants. People are saying that Flamberge is the new Block Dragon, and be that as it may, that might be a little tiny bit of a stretch, considering it's a hard once per turn. So I don't think I would hit this. What I would probably hit is the Ash. I'd put it to 1. And then there are all the other suggested hits where you can hit Original or you can hit Wanted. I don't necessarily have a problem with Original, but limiting Wanted means you're playing 3 Diabellstar and you have 1 Wanted. So it kind of hits consistency a little bit, and so does the Ash. The deck is still able to play, but it's nowhere near as absurd as it would be. So I don't really have a problem here, but these are the 2 hits that I would make. Out of all of that, I don't think that Konami would kill it as brand new as it is. I don't even think they're going to do anything to it except maybe hit some of the more side engines or side pieces. And then we get into Sanctifier. Now, I understand that this thing is responsible for the puppet lock. They're not going to hit the puppet because they just released they leaked these absurd gimmick puppet cards, and they're going to keep the puppet around to push that. At least that would make sense, right? So the way you get rid of the puppet lock is to get rid of this thing, but outside of that, I don't think this is a problem. Would I hit it to eliminate the puppet lock in this specific instance? Yeah, but I don't feel like it's as deserved. But anyway, this card just needs to fucking go. I don't even have to explain it. You read it and then you understand. We already talked about Snake Eye Ash. Inspector Border, this card is just really unfair, and for a lot of players, it's really fucking confusing. How this works is a player is allowed 1 effect activation for each extra deck type on the board. For example, if you end your board with Inspector Border IP, both you and your opponent get 1 effect. But if that IP leaves the board, no one gets an effect. And let's say IP leaves the board and then your opponent, I don't know, synchro summons into Shishao. You're still only allowed one effect. And that's, as far as I understand it, how it was explained to me. This card is absurd, and if it should be limited, so you can still play it, but it's not as like easy to get into. Kieran, let's just push the Magispector stuff. That's obvious. Title, they've had a trend going where they have been limiting Dragon Rulers. I think they'd be fine at 1. I personally think they'd be fine at 3. They were doing 10, 11 years ago what decks are doing now. So it'd be cool. At least 1 each, right? We already talked about Zen Mighty. As far as Zodiac goes, it's either going to be 1 Trident or it's going to be 1 Barrage. I would personally rather have the Trident because not only do we have 3 Tinky, we have that Asa Earth Channeler card thing. And it allows you to discard itself with another card, and then you can search a card with that typing. So you just grab Ram and then you normal summon whatever and then start comboing off. So while Barrage is really good, it's one or the other, and I would rather have the extra deck utility. Meowmoo, overdue. I selfishly want this to come back because I never had a chance to play with it. Heavy Metal Foes Electromag. I want to play it in Magispector really bad because I've been on that deck. I so much want the Magispector cards to have different images, different card arts, but I really like how they play, and I think this would go pretty good in there. It'd go good in every Pendulum strategy, which is why it's banned. Heavy Storm. We have Harpy's Feather Duster, and that's pretty one-sided, whereas this hits both, and I think this would be kind of good in the current format, if I'm being honest, because a lot of the Snake Eye strategy is floating things from the back row into the front row and then making some kind of plays and pushes, right? Well, if you could use this in your main phase, you're either forcing those out or they lose them altogether. It's very similar for the Centurion deck. They play from the back row too. And then Marincess. Jesse Cotton made a video about that, and now all of a sudden it's a really good tier 2 or rogue strategy. So Heavy Storm deals with a lot. And then you got like Horus decks and then all those variants. And then the most popular one that I've seen that I've played myself was Horus Stun. Heavy Storm would be really good for all of that. I put this at limited because putting it to 3 is stupid. Things need to be at 0, 1, or 3. The semi-limited list is stupid, so this really just got bumped up because this does not need to be at 3 and 2 is stupid. It's the same for Runic Fountain. We already talked about Wanted. They already hit the other good floodgates as far as skill drain and summon limit go. I don't understand why you keep skill drain at 3, especially when you hit there can be only 1 and rivalry and Gozen, excuse me, and all that stuff. That needs to go to 1 or it needs to be banned. I'm team ban skill drain, but 1 would be fine, albeit a little sacky. I don't think this card is fantastic. I think it's good. I think it's decent. But I would limit it for the same reason that all the other gates got limited. I think it's fine. We don't do semi-limits here. Semi-limited section is fucking stupid. There's not really a difference. So Terratop can go to 3. Invoker's gone. The wind-up guy is still banned. So like you're either going to get one free Link or rank 3 Xyz, or you're going to get a free Link 2, which will probably be IP or SP. Let's be real, because no one's playing the Wind Charmer. I don't see a problem with that. Malicious, I kind of went back and forth on, but it doesn't do anything at 1. And at 3, I don't think right now, as it stands, it will be crazy, unless it's in like a hero strategy, given Denier would make that a pseudo 4th copy, right? But here's the thing. They banned Isold, or Isold, however you say that card. So it's not going in any Warrior Turbo strategies, at least that were reliant on that. Maybe Dark Warrior can be a thing again, but again, there's no Isold, whatever. The thing that does worry me about it is the Fiendsmith or Demonsmith cards will be coming out, and this is a level 6. So if they find a way to utilize that, it's a free Beatrice, right? I feel like this Unchained took an unnecessary hit way too early, and while this card is really good, I don't think it deserved the hit that it got. So I'd bring it back to 3 and let this deck, kind of do something a little longer. Pankratops is really good. I don't really see it anywhere that or at least on anything that I'm following it at 2, so let's put it back to 3, because even right now in today's meta climate, destroying things is not great. And, we kind of touched on this when I spoke about title, but these 3, I put them at unlimited. I would be fine with all of them being unlimited. But, I would be fine if all of them were limited for the same reason the title's limited, or in this hypothetical, it would be limited. And that's okay. Diagram, Masterpieces banned. The only deck even trying Diagram right now is Dino, and I don't really see a lot of Dino. Maybe it pops up here and there, but I don't see it. Engage, only going to 3 because I said semi-limits are garbage, and I'm not putting it at 1. 3 would be okay, but you'd probably have to do some kind of roundabout hit. And Lightning Storm, no one is even bothering really with this. It's Cosmic Cyclone right now. And again, semi-limits are stupid. So I would put this back to 3. And, that's my opinion on what could happen or what I would like to see happen. It's not a prediction list of any sort. I want to double down on that. It's not a prediction list of any kind. But let me know what you think down here in the comments. And tell me I'm stupid. Tell me certain things were good. Tell me what I left off. Tell me what I suppose should have been unlimited, or what should have been banned or put at 1 or anything like that. Just let me know your opinion in general. Please like and subscribe and share. I'm doing a giveaway at 75 subs and then another one at 100. I appreciate you all watching. Have you a good one.